Welcome everyone to my weighted Ferocious Cup of this month, and from the title you may have guessed that I went 6 and 0 in this cup, and I apologize beforehand if my voice sounds a bit off. I have a really bad cold. And now let's get into my team. Now first I had Alolan Sandslash with Powder Snow, Ice Punch and Bulldoze. You can run Gyro Ball, but I suggest running Bulldoze for water coverage and Skuntank. But what I saw, what I mainly saw throughout the tournament was that people tended to use Bulldoze in for the for the Skuntank matchups. But what people generally don't know is you can actually win by straight throwing ice punches in the Skuntank matchup. So that is that. My second one was Bibarel with Water Gun, Hyperfang, Surf, standard with a set. My third one was a Spice Alolan Marowak with Fire Spin, Bone Club, and Shadow Ball. I took Alolan Marowak because of the rise in popularity of Alolan Sandslash and Alolan Ninetales, which is a very staple of this cup, and Alolan Marowak pretty much walls them and works as a fantastic bench pressure if you decide not to take it. So that's that. And my fourth mon is Skuntank with Poison Jab, Flamethrower, Crunch. Now this is a really off meta set because people usually run Sludge Bomb for Umbreon or the water types for nuking them, but I decided to run Flamethrower because of Alolan Ninetales and Alolan Sandslash. So people, I observed that most people don't tend to shield the first crunch of Skuntank if you're facing Alolan Sandslash, and Alolan Sandslash just wins with Ice Punch. So with Flamethrower you have an element of surprise, and with Ninetales it's the same. And if you're thinking that Flamethrower would lose to non-Legacy Umbreon, it doesn't. It does beat non-Last Resort Umbreon, but it beats it very marginally. My fifth mon is Alolan Ninetales with Charm, Ice Beam, and Psyshock. I have terrible IVs on this, as you can see, but it really was a very staple of this meta. It was I would rank Alolan Ninetales above Umbreon if you asked about the importance of and coverage. And Linoon with Shadow Claw, Grass Knot, Dig, you can run Thunder, but with Dig you can nuke Skuntank, Nidoqueen, and a lot of other matchups. And I didn't use Umbreon because I couldn't manage a Legacy Last Resort Umbreon up until this point. Hopefully I will get it soon. Now let's get into my matches. Now in my first matchup I face up against Sajid 176609. It was probably his first cup, so I will not go into details about his team, but he did have Shelgon and Nidoqueen with Alolan Raichu, so I decided to go with Alolan Sandslash, Ninetales, and Skuntank. I get the Faticate lead, so I instantly switch to my Skuntank. Now this is the strategy I was talking about, the Skuntank safe switching strategy. With here I lead with anything, and I have Skuntank in the back, and Skuntank is just so neutral in this meta that it doesn't have a nothing walls Skuntank. So here I make a mistake of going Flamethrower. I should have gone for Crunch. Crunch is more energy efficient, and I get to another crunch because of Bite Nidoqueen. Please run Poison Jab Nidoqueen, and I do get it off, and I think I get another one. Yes, I do get another one because Bite is just resisted. He shields. I am leading 2-0 shields. I come back with Alolan Sandslash, and I shield his earth power. It was a Stone Edge, I am not sure about that. I decide to farm out his Nidoqueen, and he has a Alolan Raticate in the back. I go for an Ice Punch, and now I can just finish it off with my Alolan Sandslash. In the rest part of the video, I will refer to Alolan Sandslash as Alloslash, Alolan Ninetales as Allowtails, and Alolan Marowak as Allowac, because I'm just saying Alolan is it's a mouthful. Match number 2, I decide to go with the same lead. Now he decides to go with Alolan Raichu this time, and it's running Volt Switch instead of Thundershock or Spark. Volt Switch is not really a good move, and it generates energy very slowly. Now I should have gone for Bulldoze. I should have charged up to a Bulldoze, but I do go for an Ice Punch because Ice Punch itself does a lot of damage to Alolan Raichu. I decided to shield that because I forgot Alolan Raichu's movesets. I thought it was going to be a big break. I messed up there. But I do have a lot of energy left, and he comes back with Alolan Ninetales. Now here Gyro Ball could have been a better option, because Gyro Ball would just one-shot Alolan Ninetales, but I ran Bulldoze because of water coverage and Skuntank. Although you can just win with Ice Punches. I come back with Skuntank. Ninetales goes down, I have energy. He comes back with Nidoqueen. I go for Crunch. Now I have Allowtails in the back, and that is a bad matchup, but he's down in shields, so I get to another Crunch and probably KO. This was his first match, and he decides to forfeit the third round. Second round versus trainer Soham 47. He has Alolan Ninetales, Minun, UMBREON, Lynun, Lairon, and Bibarel. So he has a really hard anti-charmer, and he has Minun and Alolan Ninetales. So I decide to lead with Alolan Marowak this time, with Skuntank as a safe switch in and Alolan Ninetales. He leads with Bibarel, a hard counter for Alolan Marowak, so I instantly switch to Skuntank. Again, Skuntank safe switching strategy, and he switches into Lairon. I go for a Shield Bait Crunch. Flamethrower I think would do more damage, but I can just go for Crunches. Now I am so ahead in energy that I get to another Crunch. I decide to tank that Body Slam, and I get to the second Crunch. Now he will probably shield this. He does. We are both facing some network issues here. Now he gets to another Body Slam, but I decide to shield here to get switch advantage, because as I lost the lead, if I didn't maintain switch advantage, it would have been a rock paper scissors matchup and I would lose. So he goes down, and I come back with Alolan Ninetales. Now Alolan Ninetales can win against Bibarel all day long. Now Bibarel and UMBREON are probably the only threats left in his team, and he switches to his own Alolan Ninetales, and this time I switch to my Alolan Marowak. Now these are the matchups where Alolan Marowak shines with against Allowtails and Lairon. Lairon is 4 times weak to Bone Club, so he must be very wary of my Alolan Marowak. That's why he probably brought Bibarel. And I go for a Bone Club. He shields. I don't get to another one, but my Ninetales has so much energy left that I can just charm him down. Second round, I decide to switch up the flow and take Linun as the lead, and he goes for Minun. Now Linun does win against Minun, but you have to predict the Thunderbolt, and it's a baiting matchup. So I am building up energy here. I decide to let the first one go because it was too. I thought it was too early for a Thunderbolt. It was a discharge. I go for straight dig. This may have been a mistake. Yes, he shields. I should have gone for Grass Knot. If I did, I would get to another Grass Knot sooner than him. And he goes for another discharge. And I go for Grass Knot this time because I think Minun was in Grass Knot KO range. And it was. Minun goes down. I gain switch advantage. He comes back with Leiron. Now I could have gone for a dig, but I thought that Linun wouldn't survive that long, so I went for a Grass Knot, and it worked out. I switched to my Skuntank and it tanks the Rock Slide. I should have shielded that. Now seeing this match, I think that I should have brought Aloak anyways, because he brought Leiron and mine both are weak to Marowak. And I do reach my charge move, but he gets CMP. He gets the body slam off. Now I am in a bit of pickle at this point. Linun has really low health left, and my Ninetales is squad weak to that Metal Claw, but thankfully his Slayer was so low that my Ninetales could take it out with one charm. And I reach my Psyshock earlier and KO him and take round number 2. Round number 3, he goes for Linun lead. Now I think that a lot of people don't know this, but Ninetales actually beats Linun because Ninetales can tank both Grass Knot and a dig and can get off a Psyshock or charm it down. And now my Ninetales is terrible IV, so it didn't have much HP left, but he didn't shield that low HP Linun, and he goes to Leiron. Now I decide to go into a Alolan Sandslash to burn shields. He knows that Bulldoze will basically one-shot his Leiron, so I charge up to a Bulldoze and I go for Ice Punch bait. The bait works. That either Body Slam or Rock Slide. It is a Body Slam and I resist it, and he goes for double Body Slam. I don't shield here. It does nothing, and this time I go for Bulldoze. And he shields it. So now I am trying to get to another Bulldoze. I shield here. And I barely get to a Bulldoze with 1 HP left. Absolutely crutch. His Leiron goes down and he has Alolan Ninetales in the back. Now Alolan Ninetales at 0 shield. My Skuntank can just Flamethrower it down. Flamethrower one shot. Either Flamethrower or Sludge Bomb. So that's the reason of running. That's the reason why I prefer Skuntank over Umbreon, because if I had Umbreon, my Umbreon would have been helpless with his Ninetales, but Skuntank could win, and I take round number 3. Round number 3 with SRV 235, he has Nidoqueen, Alolan Raichu, Skuntank and Bibarel. He has a really good team. And I decide to go with Linun lead. I thought that he would lead with a Alolan Raichu. I don't know why, but I decided to go with it. And I am charging up to a dig. Now Skuntank does win against Linoon because it gets to the crunch faster. So I switch into my own Skuntank. Now his Skuntank is a bit lower than me but has energy advantage. And he too is running a flamethrower set, but he doesn't know that I am running a flamethrower set too. So we both get baited here. And as his Skuntank is lower, he goes down. I retain switch priority, but I am at a shield disadvantage. But I get to a crunch. He shields. I wait out the switch clock and I switch to my Linoon with already a Dressnot charged. He doesn't shield. Now I am getting a lot of energy here. So I decide to shield because my Linoon is just so healthy that it can hit at least 2 charge moves to the upcoming Mon, and I was right. He had a Alolan Raichu in the back, so I go for dig and he shields. His Alolan Raichu does get to a Thunder Punch. It does a decent amount to Alolan Sandslash. I don't think 2 Thunder Punches KO. No, it doesn't. And I get to a Bulldoze. And I take game number 1. A bit of spice picks from his team. In game number 2, I decide to lead with Alolan Ninetales and we both do. Now here I make a mistake and I switch to Alolan. I switch to Skuntank. This is a bad mistake because if you are facing Alolan Ninetales lead, you should always chunk it down a little bit, a quarter or half of its HP, because as you could see, my Skuntank went down and now I am again at a shield disadvantage. If I had chunked it down a little bit more, my Skuntank could just finish it off with poison jabs, but his Ninetales is low, so I decided to farm it out with my Alolan Sandslash. I have a lot of energy and basically 2 months left. So here I make another mistake. I go with Bulldoze. I should have gone with Ice Punch, but it lands. So his Nidoqueen basically doesn't stand a chance here. I don't know why he went with Nidoqueen. He should have brought in Umbreon. I think he did a misstep, or I don't know, he didn't ask for re. It was probably a switch from him. I have 2 shields left and 9 deals. If he switched to his Umbreon back there, it was his game. This was a definite loss for me. Now I am shielding because I'm predicting Last Resort. I don't know if his Umbreon has Last Resort or not, so I'm shielding anyways because I have shields, why not? And I get to take out his Umbreon and I take game number 2, and in game number 3 I lead with Alolan Marowak again. I just love Alolan Marowak. I don't know why, but I love it. I get to a Bone Club. Now I can tank a crunch. I know, so I think I don't shield here. Yeah, I don't shield here. And he goes for a flamethrower. I don't know why, but I could have tanked a crunch here. So that was a misplay on his part. I get to a Boon Club and I take out his Skuntank. He has B-Barrel, so I am trying to switch, but the switch tray is just so laggy. And Skuntank wins this matchup because Crunch just gets to Crunch so fast. He shields. Now he would probably. Oh, I get to another crunch. I think I got CMP there. I think. No, I didn't. No, I didn't get CMP. I don't know what he was trying to do, but he knows that I am running flamethrower, so he will probably shield this. And he doesn't. Oh, I'm sorry, he's on shields. So I have a little on Sand Slash in the back, and that is not a good matchup, but his B barrel is so low that I can take it out with just powder snows or ice punches. He gets to another. He could have just surfed me there. I think he wanted to farm out my Skuntank and switch to get my crunch, but he did the switch a bit late and got caught there. Round number 4 versus SK Sakib 007. He is a really good player, and he already won, I think, 1 or 2 cups already, so I am wary of his team. He has Nidoqueen, Vaporeon instead of Bibarel, Umbreon, Linoon, Alolan Sandslash, and Alolan Ninetales. Now I decide to lead with Alolan Ninetales and have Linoon and Skuntank in the back. He leads with Vaporeon, and I am not so sure about this matchup because my Alolan Ninetales does have pretty bad IVs. He goes for Aqua Tail, and I end up until this point I don't know if his Vaporeon is Last Resort or Hydro Pump. I shield, and he barely gets to an Aqua Tail. I decide to let it go, and I come back with Linoon and farm some energy, about 3 Shadow Claws, and he goes to his Linoon, but I am leading in energy. So I use a Grass Knot to bait his shield, but he doesn't shield, and I think I get to another Grass Knot, and I think he shields here, yes, and he switches to his Alolan Sandslash, and I switch to my Skuntank. Now my Skuntank, and this is the matchup of my dreams. I shield the Bulldoze, and with shields down, I can just flamethrower one shot that Skuntank. I don't even need to use any shields to. I don't even need to use shield for his ice punches. He uses Grass Knot, I shield, I get to a crunch, and I take game number 1. Game number 2, I take the same team, but I switch up the flow, and again I get his Vaporeon lead. So this time I am in a really good position, but I do need to shield his dig, and he goes for, I get baited there. I go for a crunch, he shields. Now I think crunch comes before dig. He shields, and this time I know it's gonna be a dig, because if it wasn't a dig, he had no reason to shield, because he knew that his Linoon was going to go down and I would reach crunch faster. He goes for Grass Knot, and I go for crunch, and again I retain my switch advantage. He comes to Vaporeon, and I nearly get to a crunch. He is down in shields. I have a Grass Knot ready in the back, and I one-shot that Vaporeon, and he has a Nidoqueen in the back. I was going for dig, but dig is a very inefficient move. And against Nidoqueen, I would suggest everyone to use Grass Knot, like here. And I needed to catch that move because if he got CMP, I don't know if I could win the match or not. So here, I catch the Earthquake, and it was just beautiful. And in the third match, I take the same team. I should have switched up my lead. Oh, I get his Vaporeon again. So I think I should have. I could have dropped Ninetales here and taken Alolan Sandslash. Alolan Sandslash would have been better. I go to Skuntank. Now it goes for Ice Punch. And this is my first mistake, going for a Flamethrower first. It goes for Bulldoze. And I should have shielded that. I should have counted better. But I do get off the Flamethrower off. So which is a plus. And here I should have came back with Alolan Ninetales. I come back. I do come back with Alolan Ninetales. Oh, he switched up his team. He has Linoon in the back. I think I don't shield that. Yeah, Grass Knot. And I get to a Psyshock. I knock out his Linoon. Now his Vaporeon, I think, has energy now. So I should have let it go because it was an Aqua Tail, but he had another Aqua Tail ready. I had nothing to do here, and here he will just water gun me down. So well played by him. He takes game number 3, but I win the round. Round number 5 versus Tomarabba. He has Nidoqueen, Bibarel, and Alolan Marowak. He too is running an Alolan Marowak team. So I'm not really sure what to bring here, and I'm not sure if that Umbreon is last resort or not. I decide to take Linoon, and he decides to take Alolan Marowak. Now Linoon does win this match because of Shadow Claw. It does a lot of damage, and he switches to Umbreon, and I switch to Skuntank. I should have brought Alolan Ninetales, but I was pretty scared about his Aloak, and he's running a Dark Pulse Umbreon. Now I don't know yet if he knows that I have Flamethrower or Sludge Bomb. He gets to Dark Pulse again. I go for a Flamethrower, keeping myself calm, and he would get to a Dark Pulse, and I think I shield that. Yes, I shield that because he needs to win switch advantage here, and I thought that he was going to shield to win the switch advantage. So he does, and I get the bait off, and his Umbreon is in crunch range. So here I go for a Flamethrower. I think he shields. Yes, he shields. If he didn't shield that, it would have been GG right there. Now I come back with Bibarel. Now Bibarel in the lead position. Bibarel does lose, but I have a shield advantage, and I think I KO Ninetales right here with Surf. Yes, and I can take out his Alolan Marowak with just my Bibarel and Linoon in the back. So I am in a good position here. Now what I should have done here, I should have tried to switch. I thought that he was going to come back with Alolan Marowak, but he didn't. Now I farm a little bit of energy because I think he has already a Bone Club. One or two Bone Club ready, and I get to a Grass Knot. Now my Grass Knot is ready, but it's not looking really good. I think Double Bone Club KOs. Yeah, Double Bone Club would KO, but if he had just a little bit more energy, he could have just KO'd my Linoon there, and I win with just 1 or 2 HP left. Match number 3. Game number 2, I decided to take Bibarel lead. I don't know why. I thought that he was going to lead with something. So again, I drop out Linoon for Ninetales here, and here it's a bad lead for me. I switch to my Skuntank, and throughout the whole cup, I just use this Skuntank safe switching strategy to win switch priority or switch advantage after my opponent, after I lose the lead. So this was basically my strategy. And I decide to poison jab that Bibarel down because I have so much energy left, so much health left. And he comes back with Umbreon, and I don't shield there. Does it KO? It doesn't KO. I get to a flamethrower. Skuntank put in work. It took out a Bibarel and it almost took out a whole Umbreon. He was so scared that I would get to a crunch that he had to Dark Pulse me here, because Snarls basically do nothing to Skuntank. He switches to his own Alolan Ninetales. Now again, I should have taken the Ninetales down a bit lower so that my Bibarel could take it down easily, but I decide to burn his shield here, and I do get his shield, and right now I have to do as much damage to that Alolan Ninetales as possible. And my Ninetales is very healthy at this point now, and I don't think, yeah, Psyshock doesn't KO. Now I am panic tapping Psyshock here. I don't think that was a good play, and he was I think he was at a Dark Pulse there, but I took him, I charmed him down. So very close match there. Now this I get a hard, I lose the lead hard, and I switch to my Skuntank. I get to my crunch sooner. He tanks it. I think he switches. Yes, he switches. Now he had a delay with his switch. I got, I think, two poison jabs advantage there. The video clip is sped up. I can't really count well. So I think I decide to come with Bibarel. No, I decide to come with Ninetales. This was a mistake, because he has Nidoqueen in the back. So this two mistakes made by me. I should have come back with Bibarel, and he has I can't take it down. I think he has Umbreon in the back. Yes, he does have Umbreon in the back, and it's basically GG here. Bibarel can't win against Umbreon in most shields. Umbreon can just beat Bibarel all day long, and I still take my chance of beating that Umbreon, but I know I won't be able to. He gets another Dark Pulse. And I do reach the surf, but it's not enough. So I lose game number 3, but again I take the round. My final match is up against Shawn 12. Now he is the number 1 player in Bangladesh at the moment, and he is top 25 in the whole world. So he has some next level strats, and he has a standard team, but I do notice a Linoon and Minun. So I don't really think much, and I decide to go with Aloe Slash, Aloe Tails, and Skuntank, which was mainly my core. And again, I lose the lead hard. I have to switch to Skuntank. He's going to switch to Umbreon and decide to Flamethrower. He doesn't shield. Now I'm counting. I think I decide to take a Last Sword, but he does go for Foul Play. I think he's trying to bait my shield here with Foul Play. Oh, he went for double Foul Play. I think he's going for Energy Advantage. I think he did get off. I'm not sure if he got Energy Advantage out of it or not. But I think I will get to a Flamethrower. And I do shield this. It's a Foul Play, and I think I get to a Flamethrower. Yes, I do get to a Flamethrower because Snarls just do so less damage. And I think he doesn't shield. Yes, he doesn't shield. Now I am leading the switch advantage, which is huge. And he comes back with Linoon. Now his Linoon does have some energy. And here, I don't know what came to my head. This was my match, but I don't know why. I forgot that his Linoon had 3 Shadow Claws beforehand. I don't know why I didn't shield that. This was my game. I could have easily won this game. And he just decimates me here. This was a very amateur mistake by me. How could I miscount? And it was basically GG. So I know that if I didn't make the same mistake there, I would have won the match. So I go with the same team again. And this time he leads with Umbreon. So again I lose the lead. But I switch to Skuntank immediately. He switches, and another mistake here was going for Flamethrower. I should have gone for Crunch. Again, Crunch is more energy efficient. Always go for Crunch when you're facing Nidoqueen. But I don't know what I was expecting here. He does shield. Now I need to win switch advantage, and I would, because my Skuntank is way ahead in energy. I get to another Crunch. He shields this time, so I need to get to another Crunch. So he gets off to Earth Power, and I shield it, and I get off a Crunch, and I win back switch advantage. I am not making any more mistakes this time. He comes with Bibarel. I have Alola Ninetales, and he has Bibarel and Umbreon in the back. But his Umbreon is low, so I'm not. So here again I am panic tapping, and I panic tap my Psyshock. Now look carefully. If I didn't get off that Psyshock, you just look. This Psyshock wins me the game actually. So here I come back with Aloe Slash, right? And I get off an Ice Punch before he gets to a Foul Play. If I had gotten off that Ice Beam, this Ice Punch right now would KO his Umbreon. But he has just a slither of HP left. And I know my Alolan Sandslash can tank another Foul Play, so I farm out his Umbreon up to a Bulldoze. If I had gotten off that Ice Beam, I wouldn't be able to get to that Bulldoze. So I get to that bulldoze and I KO his B barrel. GG. I win because of that simple mistake. That's that amateur mistake. Now this time I am switching the flow. I decide to ditch Aloe Slash and take Linoon because his P barrel is giving me problems, and I win the first match. I win the lead. I am very hyped at this point. So I do shield. Now I think he tries to switch. Yes, he switches. He switches to his Linoon, and I do use a Psyshock. I should have kept the Psyshock, but nonetheless I switch to my Skuntank. This time I was counting, and I counted that dig. I will not make that mistake again. I will not tank a dig. Although he is leading shield advantage 2 to 0, but my Skuntank has lots of energy, and I have Ninetales in the back. My Ma is calling me. It's late at night. I think what? I think it's around 9 at this point at night. But I don't know. I don't know anything. I'm just so focused in this match. And I think I lost my composure in the first match. This was my first 6-round tournament, and I don't know, I wasn't thinking so straight. That's that. So with Skuntank I burn shields. I burn both of his shields. Now he does have energy left, and he panic tapped here. If he didn't, I think my Skuntank may have gotten off a crunch. I think, I'm not sure, but I think it would get off a crunch. And he goes for a last resort, and my Aloe Tails is so low that his barrel can't farm me down. So I instantly switch to my Linoon. I think he gets to a surf. No, he doesn't. I get to a grass knot and I take game number 3. This is how I went 6-0 in my weighted cup, and it was stressful. It was so stressful. I can't explain how stressful it was. And I think I shot up to challenger, and I got like in top global 50, near top global 50, and I am very proud of my achievement here, and I do get a prize of it. I very much appreciate Moghbazaar community for hosting such a big and fantastic cups. There were sponsors, there were food. It was just a wholesome tournament to attend, and I love the environment and I love the people that are attended there. So I hope you can use my strategy to win your Ferocious Cup if you have any cup left. Skuntank safe switching, lead with anything, try to predict your opponent. If you can't, you have Skuntank in the back. So this was it. I am Bhuvan Ahmed signing out.